When a game franchise grows into a massive juggernaut, there tends to be lots of incredible stuff made in support of it, from cool animations to incredible fan art, and in some cases, fan games. In FNAF's case, I'm sure you are aware of the countless incredible reimaginings, alternate universes, and sometimes comedic takes that are available to explore. Personally, I've dabbled with a few of these over the years, and I gotta tell you, while they are excellently designed model-wise or have some stellar animations for jump scares or some other third thing, most times there are quite a number of them that are just kind of reskins of the classic formula we are all too familiar with. Which is awesome, don't get it twisted. I am still very new to the whole game design and blendering and knowing what coding is, but I love when something can be implemented into the gameplay loop that's new to really add a bit more spice to it, you know? Something that can challenge me while also feeling familiar to the magic that made the IP what it is today. And for me, there's really only one game that truly fits the bill. Before we take a deep dish dive into the grime and grease of this disheveled pizza establishment, if you enjoy these kinds of video essay style discussions about horror games or other fun topics, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 3,500 subscribers before September 21st. So if you want to help catapult us there, click that button and ring that bell, so that way you get notified when we do projects like these and other fun things. Thank you so much, and now, on to the show. Let's start with the basics. While most fan games tend to stick to a standard loop of 12 to 6 p.m., 8-minute nights, Juniors looks at that and says, "Oh, you think you're so good at video games? You speedrun other ones? You learn metas fast? Well fine, take as long as you want. Show me that speed, you raw nasty, you little goblin." Now, you're left to your own devices to determine throughout what can either be an endless or quick night which animatronic is possessed by an evil, lurking spirit trying to derail an investigation you are running. The camera system now isn't some useless hunk of metal. Oh no, it's an absolute asset that needs constant TLC to avoid getting got by spooky scary child number 512 in a robo-nightmare death trap. Each night you look for clues in a sick and twisted game of Guess Who, and must report it on your handy-dandy little tablet to ensure you stay alive in your cramped office. Which, by the way, can we talk to the landlord, because I'm really getting claustrophobic in here, man. The tells range from ghostly handprints, camera systems moving on their own, flickering lights on and off, and a couple animatronic specific ones to throw you a little bit of a bone. Each night the game gives you one of these new tells, which, to keep the difficulty balanced, trades off with the other mechanic this game has, repair sections. The murderbots have a stability meter that you must keep track of, and if it ever hits 0, will cause them to instantly attack you and end your night. So, your job is to keep them gears ticking. With each subsequent night, the stability decreases at a much more rapid pace. This creates a tense set of moments where you gotta hope that you didn't just bring Freddy back to maul your face off for the 3rd time in a row. To me, this detective-style, investigative journalism sort of gameplay is amazing and allows you to control the flow of the night rather than feeling like luck is just beating you down senseless over and over and over again. Which pairs beautifully with how this AU's whole vibe is, quite well, as we unravel more and more of the story each and every night. On top of that, holy Christ, these motherfucking things are absolutely terrifying. Except for Chica, I actually think her design is kind of adorable. These big old chicken in pajamas. I mean, what's not to love here? These things tower over you, it feels like. The level of crinkly disheveledness they possess is just super off-putting, but so recognizable at the same time. Bonnie having sunglasses, I think, is a nice touch. The marionette is more humanoid, with just way more wear and tear, showing that this is the bad side of Freddy's locations. To me, it's not really too overly realistic or over-designed like other fan games. It just feels like a sort of natural evolution in terms of the creep that these characters give off. They feel so off-putting like the original models do. Eyes sometimes not facing the correct directions, bits of scrap metal poking out. Awesome shit to see, to be honest. And the jump scares, whew! Ooh, they do not hold back on the scare factor there either. Not only some great bits of animation that aren't just shaking PNG, but on top of that, they get followed up by these game over screens that actually show you who was possessed. Feels kind of old school, you know, nice little touch. I really enjoy that element of it. Of course, since this is a new universe, we do have a couple new characters as well. Firstly, we got the jolly little bean known as Paul Bear, a friend who acts as our lore dump and reprieve between nights, encouraging us with our investigation in the Junior's location. He's actually like this ghost who is utilizing a costume to hide from the real threat of this game, the Ghost, who mainly we see in the Phaz costumes attacking us, but we eventually see later in the game in what I can only describe as the coolest night sits you have to play to get the full picture of the story. Ghost and Pallbearer have what seems to be a very antagonistic relationship, with both wanting the other killed, though obviously for very different reasons. Seeing this in-between world where Pallbearer resides, known as the Barrens, really adds a whole new layer to the overall feel of the paranormal eeriness this game has to offer. Right now, it's pretty plain, but the remastering is promising a much wider expansion of this little corner I'm really excited to see. Looks to be leaning heavier into that otherworldly side of things even more, which is awesome to see. I think they're also renaming it The Flip Side, hence the name of the new DLC chapter. You get it. As previously mentioned, we also get some cool bits of lore information in the form of these little retro VHS style tapes that have these cool claymation looking things. I really dig this whole aesthetic instead of just the pixel art thing. I feel like as much as I love pixel art, it's just so refreshing to see something so unique and new, to be totally honest. Whoever made these, top notch. I love what you did. No notes. Each night shows a little bit of the quirky happenings that the Juniors bunch gets themselves into, and the inevitable takeover that the Ghost seems to have with each of the animatronics, and building up its sort of big bad for the story, which does lead into a bit of spoiler territory, so if you haven't played the game and you haven't watched the game, I would highly suggest you skip to this timestamp on screen, but if you haven't, sit down, grab some popcorn, because holy shit, is this a fucking masterpiece of an ending. Okay, so the final night, you head down to the basement to what ends up being an exact replica of the location we played during the OG FNAF 2, and now must tango against the Wizards in a more classic gameplay loop, albeit way more intense and challenging, but also way more balanced, I think, than the original FNAF 2. And kind of grayish green. The design of the Wizards hugely contrasts with the ones we have been facing this whole time, dropping the more fun but creepy energy and just making them look fully terrifying, broken, and intimidating. Personally, I think the Marionette's Wizard design is my favorite here. They have these red eyes that just look like they're gonna rip my ass out from my mouth. 10 out of 10, did shitted my pants. Eventually, after you've pissed off the Ghost well enough, she decides, fuck it, it's sacrificing time, and fuses them together to create an unspeakable evil, known as the Mangle. I truly love how they redefine the Mangle as a character in this game. It really feels cool to see a hodgepodge of different elements of the animatronics all slapped together instead of just, you know, Girl Foxy, which never truly made any sense unless you go with the fun time animatronic. That's a whole theory, different video. Go watch a FNAF theorist if you want that sort of shit. Trying to stay alive against this abomination feels truly fortuitous beyond belief, and once again shows that these developers know what they're doing to shake up the formula, so that way it's not just the same repetitive shit over and over and over again. I gotta give them a huge round of applause for subverting expectations and making this boss fight feel truly memorable. However, if you do succeed, you then rush back to the Barrens, save Pallbearer, and defeat that evil ghost, thus allowing a much more lively and pretty-looking Freddy and friends the ability to open up. Pallbearer mysteriously remains in the Barrens. Jeremy Fitzgerald tease. Roll credits. I'm gonna probably guess that, like a lot of things in this game, the ending is gonna be a little bit tweaked when Enter the Flip Side releases, but honestly, I am still extremely happy with the ending overall and this game as a whole. Not only does it give some tidbits like the classic FNAF does to create some speculation, but it also feels super easy and simple to get into. I seriously cannot wait to see how the Juniors team goes about improving things in the future with their upcoming DLC. For a long time, I'll be honest, FNAF wasn't something I felt like I could connect with as much anymore. The mainline entries weren't something I was really wanting to experience. Fan games were starting to feel extremely homogenous or too out there for me to enjoy. I just wasn't enjoying much of it, minus the occasional theory video from Game Theory or other subsequent channels. Years later, when I finally dipped my toes back into it again and started searching for some fan games to try out, I was genuinely shocked by the level of quality Juniors possessed. Its polish felt refreshing. The gameplay loop excited me, and it led me find other games that mess with the formula I've jived with or looked forward to with excitement. Hell, mascot horror as a whole is something I've been able to find some joy in again over the years. While this definitely is not a perfect horror game by any stretch of the imagination, it exists as a catalyst that got me to re-dive back into a franchise that was mostly dormant in my life at this point. It even sort of helped inspire me to think outside the box for my own upcoming horror project that I'm very slowly developing, but I'm very excited to show you guys more when I have stuff for it. Juniors is an awesome, terrifying, fun experience that I will remember for the rest of my life. And I encourage you to go outside your comfort zones when trying fan projects, support awesome teams, and hell, try random games in general outside this franchise. You never know what might titillate you as a gamer. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a game I have wanted to talk about forever now, and I'm so glad that we were able to get it knocked out right around the time of FNAF's 12th birthday. Happy birthday, FNAF. Thank you for all the memories. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys ever took a chance on a game you didn't think you were going to enjoy, but then ended up falling in love with. For me recently, it's been Hades. I have been obsessed recently. Special thank you to all of our channel members who help keep the lights on and the content coming, especially our space captains like CM Platinum, Element, and Zork Gaming channel. If you'd like to help make this channel a little bit more full-time for me so I can make more video essays like these, please become a member today for as low as $1.99. It really helps us out. Thank you again for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to help us get to 3,500 by the end of the summer, and of course share this out with a friend that you may think will enjoy this game. Have a good day, night, or evening, wherever you may be, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye!